there in the 6th?
Well, there was obvious miscommunication when I went out there to make the double switch. You know, what I think I said and what he thought he heard were two different things. And so after the first pitch was thrown, Dave came out and obviously was told something differently than what we were doing, and that's when everything kind of broke loose. And so it's just one of those things. You know, I don't have exact recall of what I said. I don't think I said what he had written down, but I probably should have watched to make sure he marked his card correctly. I had mine marked correctly, but you know, somehow it wasn't clear to him what I wanted to do. Either that or he misheard me, and that's my bad. I got to make sure that he's clear. I thought we were clear when I walked away. It seemed like a pretty obvious double switch, but you know, he had something marked down differently. So.
How is it that Eddie Rosario got caught up in that?
On his card, he actually had Belial marked in for Rosario. So I wasn't, once they told me what they had on their card, and then I wasn't sure how they were going to plan to correct it, but they ended up doing what they decided to do. And
unfortunately then Presley has to wait to feel like that threw him off?
But they took a long time, and I'm not sure what the you know, what they were trying to learn from New York through all that, maybe, unless they were doing some rules checking or whatever. As far as putting Polanco back in the game after he had already come out of the game for one pitch, I think they looked at that as a correctable mistake. Yeah, it was, you know, I was confused. I think everyone was a little bit perplexed on what transpired. But again, if something was miscommunicated, that's my issue. That's what I told my team. Put him in a bad spot by not making it clear, and you know, we had to just play the game out from there.
When you go out and tell the umpire what you're going to switch, do you tell him names or player numbers, and do you tell him slots or positions?
No, I tell him first I'm going to double switch. And, you know, I had it marked on my card that Presley was going in the 7 hole and Adrianza was going in the 9 hole. And I don't know if I said a wrong name or what I possibly might have said. I don't know how. I can't imagine that I said Belial for Rosario, but that would, you know, he heard what he heard. And like I said, if I didn't make it clear, then that was my responsibility.
And so Lance was just pointing at it saying, this is what I wrote down, and this is official.
Correct.
Right?
Do you think the remedy was sufficient or reasonable?
I don't know. I haven't experienced the scenario where things were quite that askew. So, you know, I suggested to them that they add microphones to their replay system, and then we could hear the audio instead of just watching something. But yeah, it was, you know, I didn't know what to do. I said, okay, well, we got a problem here. You think I said something that I don't think I said. This is what you have. You tell me I got to do what I got to do. And they had Rosario out of the game, and they had Presley in the 5 hole. And so I had to switch Adrianza back out to left field and put Polanco back in the game.
On the game itself, then out of the game?
You know, they didn't clarify that, and if I would have needed Belial, or I thought about Belial, I would have had to go on out and see where his status was as far as the game was concerned, if that was also a correctable mistake.